Okay, welcome everyone. It's October the 6th, 2025, and we're into our book club here. So let's just jump right in. I am Kathleen, and here we go. I just need to do one more little thing here. There we go. There's the Divine Mother's Guidebook, Home to the Heart, and we're going to do pages 28 to 33. It's a little bit ambitious because we're still in the introduction. So this may be 2 sessions, but we'll just see. So we're remembering we are this pink energy and the golden energy and the blue energy and the green. And you can really expand your bubbles right out to the gold and anchor in that golden energy of blessing everything. Gold blesses. That's us in gratitude. And it creates a really firm state of being when you're in that golden energy consistently. Okay, so, okay, so this is just a reminder. This is my website, and I just wanted to clarify why we ask for, there's a lot of us that are working on the spiritual path, and why we ask for donations and subscriptions and that kind of thing, because a lot of the work we just offer for free, and it's a way to balance the energies if you feel like, sending prayers or offering money or however you feel. It's the give and receive. So it was Archangel Michael that drew myself to this attention. I was working for another blog, and he asked us to start a program where we literally anchored in the give and the receive. So I'm really happy to offer all these teachings for free, because I think it should be super anchored on the planet, just like the Divine Mother has wanted. And I just draw attention to this. It's totally voluntary, because I'm super happy to offer this. And of course, there's always card readings too, and the contact or through the readings, it's all just clicks on my homepage on my website, and it's a .ca. All right, let's keep going here. Okay. Oh, I did a reading for this older lady last week, and we went over time, and she didn't realize it, and she just was really reveling in the information, and it was really helping her. And she sent me this. I thought it was a photograph, but it's actually a pencil drawing. So I just thought it would be fun to share it with you guys. It's so beautiful. I know, hey?
Wow.
Yeah. I thought when I looked at it, I seriously thought it was a photograph. And
Wow.
yeah, I thanked her for it. And you can see she signed it here. Her name was Mercedes. And she said her name means blessings.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, she had a very funny story about the name Mercedes and the car Mercedes. Yeah. So I thought that was really nice of her to share that. And I asked her if I could share it, and she said, of course. It was very sweet. Yeah. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. So let's anchor in our hearts just at the beginning here, and I'll do the little prayer. And we're surrounded today. We've got Archangel Gaia with us, and so many masters and the mighty ones. I mean, we're really surrounded, and the Divine Mother's here, of course. So let's when we breathe the purple, we're really harmonizing the energy within us. You can almost think of it as like a symphony within, and this beautiful music inside of you, and that's what we're anchoring. That's the joy. That's the sound of the mother in the higher realms, and we're anchoring that, remembering that, and holding it in our physical form. So we're moving the healing through the mental, through the emotional, into the physical, so every level is receiving. And that's what happens when we work with the violet, whether it's the flame or just the color and the entire array. So lightest to darkest violet. Okay, and this is the golden bubble I was talking about. So that golden bubble all around you when you're constantly in your joy and feeling how blessed you are, and then just extending that out to everyone. It's like a harmony, a symphony within yourself. So if you want to place your hands, like Saint Germain says, right on your heart like that, and we'll drop into the heart space. And we'll ask the mother to put her cloak around us. So literally, even in your mind, just ask the mother, breathe and ask the mother to put her cloak around us. And we're going to post the mighty ones. So Michael at your door wall, and then moving to the right, Archangel Raphael, and then Archangel Uriel behind you, and then Archangel Yophael to the left of you, or however your door wall is situated, and Archangel Gabriel like a golden spiral in the middle. Okay, and then that's us sitting in our own healing chamber. And just breathe and drop into your heart on the out breath. And just know you're emanating all these beautiful colors all around you from your chakra system. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Council of Love, Council that serves. We gather here this day, united in heart and purpose, seeking guidance through the doorway to your ancient wholeness. We are your companions in spirit, co-creators in form. We walk this planet Earth, Terra Gaia, this ancient garden of green. We are your children and servants. We have heard your call and we answer now with our hearts, souls, and minds. We come prepared and clear in our intent to join wholly and completely this day with awe, with joy, with the divine, with love. We seek our birthright and our inheritance. We seek that which is, all that ever has been, and all that ever will be. We seek those blessings in order to better serve our companions of earth, to be of service to the one, to show our love for each other and for Gaia. In this we join our hearts and pray. Amen, amen, and amen. Okay, so there we are. And we've got somebody new that just joined us. I'm just going to invite May and say hello. Okay. And yeah, so we're going to be looking at the whole system, a little overview of the divine qualities, the universal laws, and the dimensions today. And as I said, it's quite a fair amount of information, so it may take 2 sessions, but let's just jump right into it. So page 28, at the heart of our spiritual journey in the system through the Council of Love with Channel Linda Dillon are 13 divine blessings and virtues. These blessings and virtues are various colors and rays. They are a rainbow of offerings that give us direct connection to the Divine Mother, the Divine Father, and the oneness, aligning us with how things work in the higher realms and the truth of who we really are. The 13 divine blessings and virtues in this book may feel very familiar because of their infinite and eternal nature, born of the Divine Mother and the Father, representing the movement of the blessings and the stillness of virtue. They give direction on how to embody qualities of the higher realms. On Earth, we often find ourselves caught in patterns that recreate over and over that do not serve us in any way. We feel weighed down and confused by old belief systems passed down through generations, unconsciously absorbed during our formative years. They block us from our heart consciousness and prevent us from living in alignment with our sacred purpose. Understanding the divine blessings and virtues, consciously practicing and embodying them, we remember our value, that's self-love and self-worth. The old belief systems, what doesn't feel loving, blocks us from the self-love and self-worth. So we remember our divine alignment, who we truly are. We couldn't do this alignment without our personal guides and the circle of etheric beings surrounding us. It's impossible to, because the old belief systems are so compounded, it's literally impossible to do this by ourselves. So surrendering and asking for help is really essential. So our guides and our circle are essential for our becoming because we have created such a tangle of old systems over the centuries. It is impossible to release them without help from the higher realms. And I discovered that when I started sitting still and doing this work. There is literally so much help around us, and they want us. This is the most important part of the journey, the elimination of these old belief systems. Each blessing and virtue is associated with a specific color and sometimes a blend of colors. Color is made up of vibration and frequency, so the mother and the father. And we're anchoring in that gender equality into the physical form. And so the blessings and virtues really help us balance. As we open to the therapeutic qualities of color, the teachings within, the blessings and the virtues, we smooth out our vibrations. The old systems like hatred are very choppy. So peace and serenity feel smooth. It's a really beautiful feeling to be in a constant state of peace. It's like a very calm lake or staring at a blue sky. And we raise our frequencies. It's like that streaming rays of sunlight, that gratitude, that joy. You know how when you step outside and it's a little bit chilly out and you feel that sunlight and you just feel, oh, this is such a blessing. It's that energy. And we open to the higher realms way of healing. So nature is that perfect reflection of the divine. And the more, as we always say, the more we're outside, the more we're getting that reflection of the perfection of creation that helps us remember that we are that perfection as well. The blessings and virtues anchor us. Think of a boat anchored, how the anchor helps it stay in position. And within that anchoring is mastery of balance and our expansion, remembrance of how things work in the higher realms. As we rediscover that balance within ourselves, we naturally remember our original intentions. We've all come with intentions before we came here. And that is a fun thing to ask your guides about when you're sitting in your heart space, what your original intentions were. And of course, we all intend to be loved before we come. and then the journey begins. And we remember our divine sacred mission and purpose. We all have these unique and magnificent talents, and everyone has a sacred mission and purpose. And we'll be looking at that law soon, because it's connected to the root chakra, the first chakra. So I was talking to SK Sanakamara yesterday. He was helping me with something, and he kept saying there's a really wide line in the middle of our being. So that divine alignment is connected to our joy, connected to the gold, connected to our self-worth. And it's quite a wide line. It is not a tightrope. Don't feel like you're walking a tightrope. It's a wide line of joy. Just think of it as the streaming energy of the sunlight. And the mother energy, I mean, the ocean can be very chaotic, but it can also be very peaceful. And we're coming into the peace. Yes, there's lots of pockets of chaos out in the world, but the key is to imagine that peace and that divine alignment within yourself, whatever that looks like for you, and hold that. And then, of course, being in that sweet spot of the energy is the non-judgment, the compassion of everything. So really, really focusing in the heart space, seeing, loving self and everyone. So the more we love ourselves, the more it just automatically goes out to everyone, and you don't feel so annoyed and irritated all the time. It's very peaceful, and you have tons of patience, and then feeling serene and peaceful inside. So it's an incredibly beautiful system that they're explaining for us here, and it's just a matter of us implementing it, remembering it, just shedding these old belief systems. And then you'll find that this eye up here, the third eye, it opens wide, and you'll be constantly seeing with more clarity and having incredible empathy and compassion and being able to bless everything. So it's fun what we're coming into, for sure. Part of everyone's mission and purpose is to help create a world that is safe, loving, and joyful for all of us. Our chakras contain information, the divine blessings and virtues, guiding us toward that ultimate goal of higher dimensional balance. That harmony is a beautiful symphony inside of you of peace, love, and joy for Earth and on Earth. The rainbow-colored divine blessings and virtues are central to our healing, helping us remember who we truly are to fulfill the promise of our ascension on Gaia. So basically, it's all of us coming into the oneness in our joy, everyone back, remembering their purpose and creating community and lifting up everyone into that same joyful, peaceful, loving space. It's turning around. Once you reach this state, it's really turning around and being there for others, supporting others. Okay, so there we go. There's the rainbow right there. So compassion and humility spin down here. You can see that compassion is 3 different colors. That's the only one that's 3. Beauty is the other one that's 2 different colors, silver and magenta. But it's a rainbow. And compassion and humility spin in both these, in the root and the pubic, and then this is the sacral. So there's fortitude, awe, joy, prudence, and then it goes on up. And so these are the ones that we're going to be studying in this book. Okay, it's and then of course this one on top of the crown. It's just nice to know that that white light is always streaming in, and in the white light is all the colors in that purity. And purity is being able to maintain your balance amidst chaos, staying in the middle, in the white light, remembering your angelic self and just blessing everything. Okay, so now we're on to a little explanation of universal law. This is Sanat Kumara. He is the planetary logos for Venus. Oh, I got this wrong. He's our universal now. He's the planetary logos of Venus. So Venus is an ascended planet. It's got beautiful beings on it. We are just not evolved enough to know that information yet. But I've journeyed there, and it's incredible. The Temple of the Violet Flame, Saint Germain's Temple of the Violet Flame is there. It's an amazing planet. So Sanat Kumara is the planetary logos of Venus, but he is now our universal logo. So he's in charge. He's got a lot more responsibility of the divine plan for the whole universe now. But he is also keeper of universal law. And he is the most wonderful being. I've had readings with him, and he's very funny. And it's good to invoke him and then listen, because he has a lot to say. He is an incredible teacher of universal law, a master. At the foundation of our existence is universal law, created by the Divine Mother through the Father to guide us toward alignment with the divine mind, heart, and will. These laws offer us a framework for understanding how things work in the higher realms, providing a higher ethical standard rooted in loving kindness. When we engage with universal law, it helps dissolve the illusions upon which much of human experience has been based, revealing the interconnectedness of all life. So when we start invoking the laws, you'll begin to see it's a good way to let go of the old and remember the framework of how things work in the higher realms. And so Sanat Kumara carries a golden scales of balance. So if you invoke him and you can see in your heart, you'll see that he will show up with those scales. And his scales are always in balance. Ours, we are learning to be in that place of harmony, of that balance, of the gender equality inside of ourselves. And it is really connected to that word, wanting harmony. And then that helps balance the scales. So there we go. There's that wide line in the middle that he was talking to me about. He reminded me of it because he told me that in a reading. And I wasn't walking a tightrope. There's a wide line. So that means you know, that discovery of sacred purpose, it's always ongoing. Even Archangel Michael and Sanat Kumara, their purpose is always expanding. So Sanat Kumara is a good example, actually, because he was our planetary logos, and now he's our universal logos. So he's expanded himself into an enormous being. Okay. So yeah, it's like that. It's that crossover energy and finding that sweet spot in the middle of compassion and love and charity. And oh my gosh, it's just such a beautiful state of being. And it flows too. Okay, so they're reminding you of the violet flame and how that it's that point of conjunction. When you find that spot in the middle, in the oneness in yourself, it's really something. Okay. No situation is hopeless. So remember to invoke, remember to just call in if you're feeling like this is overwhelming, if you're, you know, falling into anger or fear or sorrow or shame or guilt or any of the old in anxiety, call on the higher realms. Just if you can, sit down, lie down and surrender. Just say, I would surrender and call them in and they're right there to help us understand what's going on. When we invoke Sanat Kumara and the Divine Mother, we call upon their help in alignment with universal law. And we'll get into that as we study the laws more. Invoking is an agreement. We hold the energy of the law and they show up to assist us. And it's universal law that they show up. So when you invoke, they have to show up and they can multi-locate. So never think that it's our lack of self-worth that we think they're too busy for us, but they're never too busy. They want us to call on them. They want us to invoke their help because that's why we're here. We're here to bring ourselves into this beautiful balance so that the planet, you know, the planet comes to peace because the more we're in divine alignment within, that's the inside job that creates peace without. Whether we are asking for something as simple as a chocolate bar or as grand as world peace, we are summoning the support of our entire universal family when we invoke. In doing so, we call upon all energies, star brothers and sisters, intergalactic beings, the company of heaven, the archangels, the seraphim, and countless beings beyond our understanding. Together they rush to our aid, speeding to help in response to our call. There are multitudes of beings that are wanting us to ask for help. So we create this framework of harmony inside of ourselves. And then we extend it out wherever we go. It just naturally emanates out from us. And it's not like you have to talk about it. It's in your field. And then if people start asking you questions, then that's the invitation to begin explaining what you know, however that is for you. And yeah, we do not really have to fix or change anyone. But if the inquiries come in, then that's the invitation that they're seeking guidance. In the purity of following universal law, there is no separation, only a deep interconnectedness with the heart and the essence of the one. These laws reflect the truth of God, as Sanat Kumara explained through Linda in April 2012. The universal laws are simply the laws of this universe. They are the understanding of how your universe works and operates. The basis of all these laws is love. Another name for them is the laws of love, actually.
I love that.
Yeah, yes, they are the laws of love. There cannot be a universal law that does not have its foundation in love. That is the core and the substance of the multiverse of the omniverse. We're all birthed from the Divine Mother, the Divine Father, the oneness, and they are love. So our core is love. And so are the universal laws. Universal law is more than a set of principles. It is a code of behavior, a standard by which all things are measured and built. It teaches us how to listen, speak, and act from the heart. By living according to these laws, communities come together in harmony, learning how to work, play, pray, build, and restore with the highest level of love and integrity. Sanat Kumara says the universal laws are the truth of God. So the key is this word harmony. Harmony within, just think of it as this beautiful, beautiful way of being inside of ourselves so that we create that without. And so the laws correlate to the chakras as well. And this is the one we'll be studying first. But then after sacred purpose, there's intent. Then there's as within, so without, as above, so below, balance, change. The Divine Mother teaches us this one. Sanat Kumara teaches us purpose and intent and the balance law and give and receive. The Buddha, attachment and detachment. And then we go back to Sanat Kumara with unification, unity, transmutation and dissipation, instantaneous transmission. That one's really fun. Karmic dispensation, that's knowing everything is forgiven in the higher realms. Attraction and repulsion. Most of us know about the law of attraction, but we never think about this part. But that's the balancing. It's always both sides. Give and receive, attachment and detachment, attraction and repulsion. Elimination is all about coming to harmony. That's the really high state of the third eye, and constancy and continuity. And that's the Divine Mother. She teaches us that one. She is the mother of constancy and change and continuity. Okay. So yeah, this is how the whole system works. You can see how it connects right into the physical form. So when we embody these blessings and virtues and the colors, all these beautiful rainbow of colors and the universal laws and understanding the dimensions, the classrooms, how they're all just spiraling around us and we're going in and out of them all the time without even realizing it. And there's levels within each dimension. Yeah, and we're learning to embody it in the physical form. Universal laws and dimensions are vibration and frequency. The colors and the rays, it's understanding and really deep knowing that help us be compassion, love, grace, non-judgment, harmony within. And I think I'm just going to go right back to all the different blessings and virtues too. So there's compassion, humility, fortitude, awe, joy, prudence. Prudence is knowing when to step into situations and when to stand back, when to offer help and when to be still. And it spins above and below the heart. And the heart, we learn charity. And then we learn truth with the Lurion one. And I just write surrender here because that one's really important, but there's only a couple sentences about surrender that Sanat Kumara teaches us. But and that connects in with one of the laws. But the hope that connects to the peace, truth, it's with the silvers of the fourth eye and beauty, which is both of these chakras. So the compassion and the wisdom, and then the grace and the purity. So we're gonna learn. It's beautiful information to know to help us stay balanced in the physical form. And it's just how things work in the higher realms. We've just forgotten. These teachings were available on planet long time ago. And now it's just time. We've really learned what doesn't work. Now it's time for peace. Our chakras connect us to the 12 dimensions, the classrooms. Albert Einstein, through Linda, back in 2016, explained our dimensional reality for us. He explained our planet has 12 dimensions or states of existence, each with defining qualities or growth patterns for us as humans to embody. Each of the 12 dimensions have 12 etheric classrooms or levels. We have access to 144 dimensional classrooms. So that's 12 times 12, the 12 levels. And it's not like we're going into all 144 at this point because the higher the level, the more mastery is involved. So, but we're going in and out of all, we have access to all 12 dimensions. He tells us our 13 chakra system connected to the 12 dimensions isn't new, and our third and fourth eye chakras connect to the 11th dimension. So these two up here, they are the 11th dimension. So there's two chakras for one. That's our mastery. But this whole system is a return to our original design for complete and harmonious, there's that word again, integration of our spiritual and physical self. So we're anchoring how things work in the higher realms right into the physical body. This has never been done before. We are doing this for the first time on this planet. And that's why there's so many beings surrounding us, watching us, how we do this. In this first book, we explore the first to the sixth dimensions connected to the corresponding chakras. And the chakras are our spiritual generators. They spin, they're about the size of a quarter, and they spin backwards and forwards that are constantly humming, spinning, receiving, and sending energy. Albert likened the movement through chakras and dimensions like moving from one classroom to another, each offering unique lessons and opportunities for growth, each dimension being of equal value. So the first dimension is no different than the 12th or the third or the sixth. They're all equal. And we're remembering that about everything on the planet. There is no hierarchy in the higher realms. There is no control. Everything and everyone has free choice, and there's no hierarchy. There's no hierarchy in the dimensions. One is not better than another, just as we are learning about humanity. No one is better than another. Each dimension has gifts and learning opportunities for our evolution on the physical and spiritual scale, with all 12 dimensions operating and observable in the third dimension. So we are in the third dimension, and we can touch things and feel things that you can't in the other dimensions. But all of them we can anchor into and embody through our physical form. For example, the first dimension, the void, is a reality of wholeness, of our essence, of the spectacular ideas of self-love and self-worth. So that first dimension really anchors in to our foundation, our love and our worth, which has been what's missing here for thousands of years, inequality. Albert explained that these 12 dimensions can also be thought of as octaves. There's that for the harmony inside, a spiritual reference to the correct tone of being. That's how important sound is and music is. The 13th octave, a gift from the heart of one, allows humanity to collectively experience all 12 dimensions without leaving physical form. This has never been done before. As we let go of thoughts and feelings, lack of self-love and lack of self-worth, and embody who we truly are, we gain access to the lessons and growth patterns within the dimensions. It's a really exciting time to be alive. So your self-worth is also anchored right in your heart space, the golden energy and self-love, the blue of the mother. Mother is very nurturing, but love is all the colors. Love is everything. But if you want to think of the love and the worth, just think of the tri-flame anchoring it there, but also into the foundation of your being, your root chakra at the base of your spine. Okay, as we progress, let me just check on the time here. Oh yeah, we're good. As we progress, sometimes we may need to revisit foundational lessons, especially if we find it difficult to integrate certain experiences. And so oftentimes we will go into different dimensional classrooms and then have to revisit ones that we've been in before, because we're always mastering the divine qualities deeper and deeper with greater knowing. And what I've found is like our level of forgiveness of everything just grows and grows and grows. So we come into a space where there's very little resentment for the past with anything. And you find that you're just blessing everything, especially yourself, because often we're the hardest on ourselves. So when you work in the without, forgiving others, it multiplies and comes back to help us be in that state of peace within the self. Albert explained that each dimension isn't defined by physical form, but by qualities of growth, such as clarity, truth, or creativity. For example, we may observe these different qualities in our family, friends, or co-workers. One person might easily resolve issues, yet another might express truth clearly, and yet another may demonstrate creative flow. We're all good at different parts of this journey. And that's why it's important to be there to support each other, because some of us are better at some things than others, and then we can help each other. These differences help us understand our soul design and path. As we evolve, we expand into the knowing of who we truly are while remaining in physical form. This is our ascension in form. And so that practice of sitting in the heart space and not going anywhere, like it's fun to go for a dragon ride or do this or do that, but it's really important to sit still within the self and get to that place where you're really not judging. The thoughts are not of judgment. Albert observed that humanity has been stuck in fear for thousands of years, but now we are entering a time of healing and renewal. With understanding and practice of divine blessings and virtues, universal law, and dimensional growth patterns, we naturally release the old beliefs of lack and limitation. So there's the whole system again. And we're really, if you want to simplify it, we're coming into the heart space and learning to just sit there and bless from there. And you find that the energy shoots out through your third eye. You'll be able to feel it pulsing after a while and just shooting out blessings everywhere you go. And the state is very peaceful and just naturally kind of giggly and joyful. It's that state of compassion and harmony inside of ourselves, and it's very colorful. So wearing your favorite colors and can be helpful for a reminder, and also knowing that the vibration and frequency is anchoring right into your physical form when you wear the bright colors or your favorite colors. Our breath plays a vital role in this transformation. Using our in-breath and out-breath, we consciously let go of energies that are not of love and awaken our heart consciousness. So yeah, sitting in the heart center and breathing and using the breath to breathe out the judgments, it's very powerful. Albert encourages us to observe where we are holding our breath. We tend to do this because of early trauma. So if you catch yourself, I became very good at holding my breath without even realizing it for long periods of time. But that's connected to early trauma. So catch yourself when you're doing that and just breathe it out and bring yourself into that state of being very relaxed, no anxiety, knowing that we're fully surrounded with guidance and protection and beings that are just encouraging us along all the time. To observe where we are holding our breath, to bring balance and awareness to our thoughts, words, and actions. So he did say also to really watch our words, because whatever comes out of our mouth is an indication of what we're thinking. So catch yourself if something not of love comes out, just sit still and just laugh and go, oh, there I go again, and bring yourself right back to the center. Jesus teaches in fortitude. The orange, the sacral, we'll learn about that, just to come back to the heart space over and over and over. Okay, so yes, we are becoming that gender equality, the mother and the father energy in physical form. So if you're doing the invoking, be sure to invoke a female and a masculine energy and a law and a quality and a dimension, but we'll get into that. But when you're calling on beings, it can be really helpful to call in the mother and Sanat Kumara. or the mother and the Buddha, or Kuan Yin and the Buddha. So, and that brings you right into that balance of the vibration and frequency inside. A technique of consciously catching and inhaling the old beliefs with no fear of the discomfort, feeling them, allowing them, accepting them, naturally changes and transforms them to love or another blessing and virtue. Inhaling the old feelings, allowing the higher realms to assist us, accepting who we truly are. There is healing in divine feeling and alignment with universal law and the dimensions. So if you catch yourself like in a state of anger, you can literally breathe it in and watch it dissolve, because it can't sustain itself. It just, it's not of love. And what is truly sustainable is love. Catching it and just allowing it to dissolve with the breath is really quite interesting to watch yourself do. And just a daily mantra can be, I am the change. And so then you just allow that change to happen. As Albert reminds us, it is the time to pay attention and approach this journey with the curiosity of a scientist. Daily to be conscious and, I can't read that right there, and aware, conscious and aware. Our guides and the circles of beings around us in physicality and the higher realms are presenting us with where we are stuck, imbalanced. Sometimes we are not paying attention. They are very patient with us. So it's that conscious awareness. With our divine will and authority, delightful egos reassured. So yeah, the ego can fall into fear. That's just the ego wanting to protect you. We want to be loving the ego. We're not eliminating it at all. We're just loving it, and it calms down. So it knows it is not in charge, but that it is very loved. The ego is just a delightful part of our personality, embodying the dimensional growth patterns, thoughts, feelings, breathing, aligned with who we truly are. We lead the way forward, one with the gift of life, purpose, and spirit, a reflection of the perfection of the creation of self and all. We build our joy, our respect for each other, our heart conscious community on this beautiful planet Gaia. This is our ascension in form. And I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So does anyone have any, just going to turn on some lights here because it's getting pretty dark out. Anyone have any questions about any of this information? Yes, Darren.
So when you talk about inhaling some of these qualities, the lower qualities, you're saying that it automatically transforms to love. You don't have to add love to it or think of putting love on it, or
No, because they're not real. Just let them dissolve. They're not real.
so they do that automatically.
Absolutely. But we're afraid of them.
Okay.
Yes, Ken.
Okay, this is kind of, I don't know. I'll just come out and say it. When I read on the computer, do anything on the computer, I get really enervated. I get really tired.
Mhm.
And A, is there anything I can do about it? Or B, should I just limit myself to being on the computer less?
Well, you could ask Alice why, because she will tell you. It's ancient sorrow. Maybe, and it probably connects into another lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime you get exhausted about anything, it's ancient sorrow.
Ancient sorrow. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and we do come from the higher realms, and technology, all the technology on the planet is a gift from our star family. But there has been technology that's been used out of alignment in other, it depends where your journey took you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a good question to ask. And then, yeah, and then even breathe it in, just breathe it in and watch it dissolve because it is not real. We just think it's real. Yeah, but it's a practice. Yeah. Okay. And Darren?
You know, when I, watch the computer for quite a while and start feeling tired, what I do is put on some high frequency music in the background, something like Tibetan flute or something like that, that it carries a high frequency, and that helps with that tiredness for sure.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
So I don't get that. What do you think it's from? Why would you get tired staring at a computer screen?
Well, to me, from what my understanding is, it's negative energy that comes through the computer.
But okay, so then if you're bubbled up, it won't penetrate the field of you.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. If you do that, if you put on protection, yeah, that helps too.
Okay, so it's bringing ourselves into that state of joy, which is the ability to love yourself, bless yourself so deeply that you're protected. So it's blessing the self and then realizing that those blessings are going out. That joy is emanating out of you, and it's a huge protection. What
Yeah,
I've noticed with forgiveness, the more we're in a state of forgiveness and peace and a state of gratitude for who we are, ability to bless ourselves, it really bubbles you up. Where, if I got that, where you're fully protected, where is, oh, do I have it? This. See, it really protects you. That's the yellow on the outside. It's your universal self who is connected to your angelic self. And what do angels do? They bless everything. That's their role. So you're remembering that you can do this too, because everybody is divine. We're all originally birthed from source, like an angel. And the pink is how cherished you are. So really remembering how cherished, and that's part of being in harmony with yourself, remembering how loved and cherished every single being on the planet is. So knowing that inside yourself, and that's that pink of your tri-flame in the middle. And then this is the causal field, and this is where all your past lifetimes are stored. So we just want to be at peace because we've all played all kinds of roles. We've been good, we've been bad, and we've been really like out of alignment. Everyone has. There isn't one being who hasn't experienced everything. So, and we feel connected to the old religious systems. Maybe there's a hell, maybe I'm a sinner, it's like control systems of the old religions. So when you know that was a human creation, then and you're at peace with it all because the Divine Mother, the Divine Father, the oneness forgives everything. There is no judgment. It's impossible when you're in a state of love to judge. And that's where we're coming to. So the more we forgive and forgive everything around us, and it comes back to the self, so you're at peace and you're in that state of knowing how cherished you are by your guides, by your star family, by the masters and the mighty ones. Like they just adore us and they want us to remember how beloved we are. And then basically you're blessing yourself. Sanat Kumara has called himself beloved Sanat Kumara. Like they literally call themselves beloved. So we're remembering that to be able to do that with the self. And I know it might sound a little odd, but I always thought, well, why are you calling yourself that? Now I get it because it's that deep, deep, deep admiration and respect for the self.
So we should call ourselves beloved. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it is a beautiful thing.
yeah, that is self-love, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Beloved Ken, beloved Lillian, beloved Darren, beloved Jane, beloved Stefan, all of us.
Kathleen.
Yeah, beloved Kathleen, beloved Carrie, beloved May. Yeah, see, we're all beloved. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah,
Can I ask a question?
yeah, of course.
How do I amp up my protection against someone else's anger? It's not anger directed at me, it's just anger.
Yep. If you're able to just sit still and go into the self and into how blessed you are, and then that will emanate out and remind whoever's around us they're that too. And you can call on your cats as well to help you with that, because the cats are really good at that.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're literally sitting here and knowing that this field just expands around you. It expands and contracts. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like that toroidal field, you know, the one I'll show. I've got that picture here somewhere. Where's that one?
What about
That
just
one. It
calling
just
yourself,
does that. Yes?
just call yourself beloved Lillian?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
Or
beloved, beloved.
call on the mighty ones.
Well, that's a good idea
yeah.
too.
You
Yeah.
could post the mighty ones around you. Yeah. Mhm. And you can post the mighty ones really close too. You can put Michael right in front of you, and you can turn them so they're facing out to you if you want. Put
Okay.
Rabbit here and turn and ask him to face out, and Uriel behind, and Yofi, and then Gabrielle. And you can put Michael and Gabrielle side by side, facing out. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're sending their energy out and helping the situation too. Yep. And then just know that's who you are. You are that. You are your own healing chamber.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's really anchoring in this beautiful space in your heart where we just know. You just know.
Okay. Another question.
Yep.
I realized when I was asking you that question that this comes from my my inner child, because this is from, it wasn't my dad that was like this, it was from my brothers, my older brothers. They used to yell and scream and get mad.
Yep.
And they weren't mad at me, they were just yelling and screaming and getting mad about something that had nothing to do with me.
Yep.
And I didn't like that anger when I
Mm.
was a kid, really a little kid.
Yep. Yep.
I know that's what it's from when I was a little girl.
Oh, that's great. That's conscious awareness. And then, so if you can get into yourself and nurture that little child so it feels safe, because that's connected to the umbilical, and just love her and send with the little one, be in that state of loving your brothers, knowing that maybe in another lifetime you might have acted like that, you might have been male and acted like that, and you came into this lifetime to balance things and really send love to them, because you came in as a healer into this family to be that light. Usually we drop into families because there's healing that needs to happen for ourselves, for them, for the planet. So really coming to peace about that inside, and protecting the child so the child knows it's safe now.
Okay, so one thing I need to do is to apologize to you because I didn't realize how much the yelling and screaming bothered you.
Yeah.
And I seem to be having a problem with my father. He was not a very, what's the word I'm looking for? He was angry and he was stilted and he was hurt. He was very wounded. And I find myself picking up those qualities all the time, and I'm not sure how to get rid of them or transmute them is a better word.
Mhm. So he may be reminding you of your actions in another lifetime. And that's why we
Oh.
wanted to drop into this family. So the more you bless your dad and thank him for teaching you what works and what doesn't work, and you forgive, that energy goes to him and then multiplies and comes back to you. So you're doing the work, you know, and your dad's on the other side, you're sending it to him and you're asking him to help with this healing because he's right there as well. And he sends it back multiplied to help you come to peace with the self because it's never really out there. We're really always bringing it back to the self because we probably acted like that in another lifetime. Yeah. So when you can see the humor in it, then
Yeah.
it gets easier. And so when Michael says, the more we laugh, the better, because everybody's played everything. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I know that I reached a stage where I laughed for 3 days. Like I just thought, oh my goodness. Well, I tied myself up in so many knots in this lifetime. And yeah, I I did. I laughed for 3 days. So you get to that point. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to be in that joy and just blessing everyone. No judgment of anyone, because we've all done everything.
Yep.
Even the beings that are standing in leadership positions and acting out a bit right now, it's better to just send them love and bless them so they remember. And then that comes back multiplied and helps us be even better at sending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But beautiful. That was so nice of you, Ken. Thank you for apologizing like that. That is going to ripple out around the world. Wow. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. May you feel the peace now from that beautiful apology. Yeah. Gorgeous. Okay. Well, on that note, why don't we drop into our hearts just with this slide right in front of us and do that sending. Sending, let's bless everyone and try to stay like inside of yourself and send. Like not to go outside of ourselves in this one, but stay inside and breathe and be at peace with the self, beloved self, and bless everyone on the planet as beloved. Okay, so I'm going to mute myself, but feel free to breathe and drop and send, and I'll set my timer. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, we're not too far over time. I thought I might have to do this one in 2 sessions.
Hmm.
My goodness. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone, for showing up today. And we have somebody new. It's May. May, did you want to say hi to everybody? And you don't have to. And you're always welcome back. We do this every Monday. Okay. So any other little comments or?
Yeah, I was on Kuan Yin's dragon for a
Mhm.
while, and I was throwing snowballs of Yofi dust.
Okay, thank you.
And then I started to play baseball.
Oh my
So
goodness.
the pitcher would pitch the ball, and then I would hit it, and the Yofi dust would explode. And then, so if somebody threw a ball to the first baseman or something, I hadn't reached it yet, instead of being out, you were blessed.
Yes. There you go. Yeah, maybe that's how sports are played in the higher realms. It's hard to imagine football in the higher realms, I have to say.
Well,
Well, maybe they, when you're blocking somebody, what happens is you say, "Excuse me."
Yes, yes, maybe that's how it works. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I did ask Michael about sports teams, and he just said they'll fill with light. So yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But it's a fun thing. Like sports is such a part of our lifestyle here. And I'm sure there's games like on board ship. There's all kinds of entertainment and so just
yeah, I'm sure they're not violent though. I think that's the difference.
they have a hard time understanding why we like as much violence as we do. Yeah. I've heard them talk about that in some of the channelings, yeah. The movies especially. Why are the movies so violent? Mhm. Oh, you're on mute.
I have a hard time understanding violent movies.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
no.
I
Or,
get,
or
I don't
even
know
the
this.
horror movies. Some
Oh,
people love horror movies. Yeah, I know. But yeah. I,
Yeah, just like Halloween coming up now.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is not my favorite time of year.
No.
No. No. Well, we bless them all.
The only thing that I can figure out is that the most of the movie makers, all the producers and stuff like that, are probably part of the Illuminati. So I'm thinking that maybe this is all because they're trying to induce fear.
And
Mhm.
separation. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's good that you have that awareness. And the media is always trying to separate us and make us take sides. So
Yeah.
even using those words, like we just want everyone to come into the oneness and not be separate. So yeah, just watch where the media divides us. Mhm.
Have you stopped the recording?
Yes, I will. Yes, so I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for coming, and I will be back next week.